Welcome to this episode of The Spill. I'm Seth Yarber.
And I'm Sam Weathers. Today we'll be talking about a local shooting, the pipeline hack, and the Golden Globes, plus more.
A U.S. Coast Guard ship fired about 30 warning shots at Iranian military boats that came dangerously close to it and other American vessels in the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. 6 U.S. Navy ships were escorting a guided missile submarine through the strait when at least 13 armed speedboats of Iran's Revolutionary Guard approached from behind at high speed. They were acting very aggressively, Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby said. At one point, 2 of the Iranian boats broke away from the others and sped toward some of the U.S. ships, coming dangerously close, the agency said. The Coast Guard cutter fired the warning shots from a .50 caliber machine gun before the Iranian vessels changed course. It was the second time within the last month that U.S. vessels had to open fire to warn ships from Iran's Revolutionary Guard.
Chattanooga police are investigating a shooting at a gas station on Monday in the Highway 58 area. The police say that around 4:20 p.m., a man was shot in the parking lot of a gas station across from Ace Hardware. Police say the victim's injuries are life-threatening and that they are in the hospital currently receiving the treatment.
The administrator of a significant pipeline framework that transports fuel across the East Coast said Saturday it had been exploited by a ransomware assault and had stopped all pipeline tasks to manage the danger. The assault is probably not going to influence gas supply and costs except if it prompts a delay and closure of the pipeline, specialists said. Pilgrimage Pipeline said that what was requested or who made the interest ransomware assaults are ordinarily done by criminal programmers who hold on to information and request an enormous installment to deliver it. The assault on the organization, which conveys generally 45% of fuel burned on the East Coast, highlights again the weakness of basic foundation to harming cyber attacks that take steps to block tasks. It prevents another test for an organization actually managing its reaction to significant hacks from months prior, including a huge break of government offices and enterprises for which the U.S. endorsed Russia a month ago.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is telling his Republican House colleagues to anticipate a vote on Wednesday regarding the current state of the House GOP conference chair position, which is expected to remove Liz Cheney from her leadership role over her opposition to former President Donald Trump. It's the latest step toward what is increasingly seen as Cheney's inevitable replacement with Representative Elise Stefanik of New York, who has a more moderate voting record than Cheney but has been a more full-throated supporter of Trump. Cheney has rankled many of her fellow colleagues by refusing to back down over her condemnation of Trump's falsehoods about the 2020 election and specifically his role in inciting the Capitol riot and the controversy that has starkly illustrated the former president's continued grip over the party. In his letter, which is first reported by Punchbowl News and obtained by CNN, McCarthy does not mention Cheney by name, but said that he and the leadership team should exist to serve you, not the other way around. He goes on to say that he wants the driving focus of the House GOP to win the majority in 2022.
NBC won't air the 2022 Golden Globes. In a statement on Monday, the Hollywood Foreign Association didn't address the 2022 telecast in response to NBC's decision, but board members of the group laid out its schedule of reforms, ultimately leading to a revamped membership and board by early August, as well as numerous other policy changes. The Golden Globes will air January of 2023.
Police in Houston have taken a 26-year-old suspect into custody, who earlier on Monday was accused of fleeing from police with his pet tiger. The suspect, Victor Hugo Cuevas, was on a bond for a separate murder charge and now faces a charge of evading arrest, officials say. After Cuevas was taken into custody, his lawyer said that Cuevas is not the owner of the tiger. HPD was such in a hurry to wrap up that they just found the guy who had the tiger and assumed that they owned it. Attorney Michael Elliott said that late Sunday, a neighbor said that he called police after spotting the tiger roaming around his neighborhood. But when officers arrived, the owner put the tiger into an SUV and drove off, police say. After a brief pursuit, the suspect got away. My main concern is focusing on finding him and finding the tiger. What I don't want to do is harm the tiger. We have plenty of places we can take that tiger and keep it safe and give it a home for the rest of its life. Commander Ron Borza of the Houston Police Department said in a news conference, and now on to questions of the week.
I don't know. I like having a freshman class too because this is also a good recruiting ground.
There's no more people to ask questions to. Okay, thank you. Questions for this week? Questions? Where are the people? I need to interview them. I need to interview the people. Yes, people. Yes, people.
Hey, do you guys want to be on the spill? No! Yeah, that's how it usually goes for this segment.
Hello? Questions for this week? Please? Please help, please. Questions for this week?
This Thursday is our senior graduation ceremony. Graduates will need to arrive at Walker Valley at 6:30 and be in the appropriate attire. If you are planning on driving to the ceremony, you might want to get there a little early because parking is going to be very tight.
The Celtics announced that their all-star champ, Jaylen Brown, will be continuing to... Prompter is messed up.
Me when the seniors aren't here.
Hello everybody and welcome to Gaming Corner. I'm your host, Micah Soul. And today, I'm going to be talking about a very well-known game that I'm sure that most of you have heard about, Undertale. Undertale is a retro-style 16-bit game that was only released about 5 years ago, and to this day, it still remains popular because of its intense story and great gameplay. In Undertale, you play as a small child that has fallen into the underground through a hole at the base of a mountain. Now you are trapped underground and must make a choice on how to escape. As you travel, you find out that monsters have been sealed underground by the humans a long time ago. They've been trying to escape for so long, and maybe you can help them. You meet so many lovable characters throughout the game. The motherly goat Toriel, the skeleton brothers Sans and Papyrus, the captain of the royal guard Undyne, the royal scientist Alphys, a killer robot/TV host Mettaton, and the king of monsters Asgore. All these characters really grow on you even if you don't like them at first. They all have something to give you throughout the story, and I promise that you will get attached to them. There are 3 ways to beat this game: the neutral route, pacifist, and genocide. The neutral route just has you play through like normal and then escape the underground, while pacifist and genocide require a little something else. For pacifist, you can't attack anyone throughout the entire game, and you must find other ways to escape battles. You must also find Alphys' true laboratory and find out her secret. And finally, go fight the King of Monsters and you will get a different ending with all the characters and get a new bit of story. For genocide, let's just say it makes you feel like a horrible person. In order to do this route, you have to hunt down every single monster in the underground, including your friends. You will feel horrible when you do this, especially when you come to regret it around the end. Why do I say this? Well, just take a look. That's right, after you have killed almost everyone else, Sans will do everything he possibly can to stop you. His description says that he has 1 attack, 1 defense, and that he is the easiest enemy. To that, I say, ha! During this fight, you have no invincibility frames at all, so you keep taking that 1 damage for every frame it hits you, and it adds up really fast. And on top of this, he can dodge your attacks. This fight is one of the hardest in gaming history without hours upon hours of practice. The first time I did it, it took about 5 hours of constant practice to get through the first phase. Also, never spare him when he offers, or I promise you will rage. This game is an absolute roller coaster of emotions and adventure. I highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't played it already. I am going to give this game a perfect 10 because this is the only game that has ever made me feel like this toward its characters. And I don't think I'll ever experience a game like this again. For difficulty rating, I think I'm going to tell you for each route that I think. For neutral route, I'm going to give it about... It's honestly not super hard your first time playing through. It's just difficult trying to figure out how to get through each battle, because depending on whether or not you want it to be, whether you want to be a nice person or if you just want to just say, it's just a game, I'll just kill everyone I meet. So, like, it can be difficult trying to find other ways. So I'll give it about a 7. For Pacifist, I'll give the difficulty, I want to say it's a little easier than the neutral, because now near the end there's a part where you literally can't die, so it's not even hard. So I'll give it about a 5. But then when you get to Genocide, that's an absolute 10, because Sans, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Spill. My name is Seth Yarber.
And I'm Sam Weathers. Have a fantastic day, Walker Valley.